What's up guys, Luke Deutschlander here with another video. If you guys like my videos, make sure you like, share, and subscribe and drop a comment down below. Would absolutely love to hear what you got to say. In today's video, we're going to be debunking yet another eBay scammer. I'm going to show all of you how to debunk them, how to talk to them, and basically some questions you can ask to basically get somebody to trip themselves up within the eBay messages so that way you don't fall victim to a false claim or a fraudulent eBay return claim or chargeback. So, interesting story. This package was actually delivered February 3rd. It was a buyer who purchased 3 Google Home Hubs. Now, I did think the purchase was a little bit suspicious from the get-go. Basically, he purchased 3 Google Home Hubs. I think the total was like $270, and he had 0 feedback. So, one, anytime somebody purchases something from me with 0 feedback, very suspicious. Just because of the fact that it was a 3-item purchase. It wasn't just one. And typically people who don't have any feedback usually start off with smaller purchases. Now, it's not always true, but it's something to kind of keep in mind. So initially, actually, when this happened, I did place a call to eBay, and I actually let them know that I believe there's a suspicious transaction going on here, and I would just like to have my account noted. So I pretty much already backed myself up from the very beginning that, hey, wouldn't be surprised if something happens with this. That being said, we've got 3 Google Home Hubs, like I said, $270, and they were delivered actually February 4th. I shipped them out right away. I remember doing it. I'm the only person that packages my stuff typically, so I know for a fact that this case was handled with care and that it was done, 100% thoroughly, etc., etc. So he messages me yesterday, or the day before it was. So it's been over a month now, almost 2 months, and this guy is trying to basically rig up a scam message to try and tell me that he didn't get them. So I do a little bit of research. He's still got 0 feedback, which means maybe he hasn't purchased anything else online, which is kind of odd. And then 2, he hasn't gotten any feedback from anybody else. And then the third thing that I did is I went into the actual PayPal transaction, checked that out, checked all the details out, and he is an unverified sender there. So this is good. One being I already placed a call to eBay in the beginning, letting them kind of know of, something might be up. And then 2, he is an unverified payment sender on PayPal, and people who are unverified on PayPal don't have much weight when it comes to PayPal claims. So that is another good thing. So that being said, we exchange a couple messages back and forth, and he's trying to tell me that he only got 1. His first message starts out kind of innocent, I guess you could say, and it says, "I only received 1. Are the other 3 coming, or are the other 2 coming that I paid for? Question mark." So this is a common scam. So when somebody's trying to scam you on eBay, they always send a message like this. It's always short, very nonchalant. It's almost like a passive-aggressive or subliminal message to get you to say the wrong thing. It's an interrogation or a scam tactic for them to basically send a subliminal message because you're going to react badly because of the fact that the message is subliminal, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense because you know that they got all 3 items or you shipped all the items. So they're hoping for you to react in a negative way so they can switch the conversation so that way in the eBay messages, the reps look like you as the seller are retaliating in a terrible way and that you may actually indeed be guilty of what the buyer is accusing you of. So that being said, I acted very calmly on it, and I just said, I'm pretty positive that I shipped 3 items. In fact, I guarantee I did because I packaged these up myself, and it actually shows they were delivered on February 4th. So after that, he gets a little more defensive, gets angry, and says, well, I'm going to accuse you of this and that, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, just gets mad, and I said, well, sir, I said it was delivered on February 4th, and I know for a fact that I packaged up the item. And on top of that, I can guarantee that you got the items due to the fact that I bubble wrapped them several times over, and there was only 1 package, not 2. So your story isn't adding up here. So the next thing he says, well, I'll try and find the original box that they were in. So one thing that debunks his whole claim here is in a later message, he said it was in a package, an envelope, a padded envelope. They were never in a box. So he tripped his own story up there. Then the next thing that I did to trip him up is I said, okay, so you're saying that, the box wasn't big enough or that you only got 1. I said, sir, could you please send me a picture of the original box with the shipping label on it to my eBay Messenger? He says, oh, I don't see a function on eBay to send a picture message. He asked, could I send them to your email? So here's where he also makes a mistake on his part. he is trying to get me to void the eBay policy by messaging outside of the eBay platform. When I bring this up to the sellers, if it does go to this case, or if it does go to the level of actually having an eBay case, eBay's going to see that, and they're going to see that this buyer is trying to get me to message off of the eBay platform, and that is going to do wonders for me as far as them siding with me if it goes to a case. It might not even go to a case. They might just ban this person off of eBay. I've seen them do that before. People have zero feedback who try and get people to send emails, and basically they can kind of see that they're scamming. Sometimes they just ban them. But the hilarious thing is the fact that I actually sent him a message and said that you can upload on the eBay Messenger. And this was hours ago, and I'm filming this video now. He hasn't sent any messages after that. See, if you play these conversations right with these scammers, oftentimes they will actually just stop the scam all on their own because they'll realize, oh, I got caught. And that's something to know too with these scammers. They will not stop unless they get caught. If they're not caught, then they'll just continue trying to scam you, and they're not really going to care. As heartless as that sounds, that's just how it goes. So you basically got to play their game better than they do. You have to be smarter than them. The minute that you send the wrong message or basically shift the power of the conversation over to them, that's when you start sinking. And it can be kind of difficult. This is kind of something you're going to learn through sales tactics. Read some books basically on, personalities, psychology, and through sales. So this is just something kind of you learn through the experience of sales and then reading books, etc., hanging around intelligent people. But eventually you'll be able to use certain words and certain phrases or know how to respond to certain stuff that'll completely shift the power of the conversation, especially on the eBay messaging platform. Going back to what I was saying, he was trying to get me to email them. That's a huge thing. If somebody tries to get you to violate eBay policy during a return scam or is trying to formulate scam messages so they can open a return claim, if you catch them in an eBay message, and that's the key thing, you have to get them to admit something that's against eBay policy in eBay messages. If they text you or they email you, eBay will not consider that evidence. So it has to take place on the messenger. But if you can get that, I would say 99% of the time that you're going to win the case if there ever becomes a case. So that being said, I will do an updated video on this tomorrow or the next day if anything comes of it, or if I end up having to fight it. I'll do some live recorded calls and me talking to the eBay reps, etc., and I'll make sure I win this. Should be kind of interesting for all of you to hear this if it goes that far. If not, I'll probably do a follow-up video tomorrow kind of actually showing you the messages and the messages I sent. It's kind of comical to me because this doesn't happen to me that often. But when it does, I kind of have fun with it because I guess I'd like to say that I've gotten pretty good at interrogating scammers and basically make them screw up with their own words by shifting the power of the conversation in the messages. So that being said, I hope this video, brings some value to you and I really hope that it's helps you out if you're dealing with these eBay scammers or people trying to submit return scams. I apologize, I can't really talk tonight. I pretty much lost my voice. So I've actually got a pretty bad cough, and but I still want to do a video. I'm not feeling so hot. I'm feeling good, but physically I'm not feeling so hot just because I'm sick. So anyways, thanks for watching today's video. If you're going through a return scam, watch the last two videos that I put out the last few days, and I hope this helps. If you guys have any questions or any comments about scams or returns that are going on, feel free to drop a comment below and I'll make sure to reply. Thanks for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one.